Hey everyone, welcome back to the Red Men TV and your fan interactive show where you have your say on what we've just witnessed at Anfield. And my word, what have we just witnessed at Anfield? Liverpool 4, Bayer Leverkusen 0. The almost all-conquering Bayer Leverkusen from last season turn up on Merseyside. Xabi Alonso back inside Anfield and absolutely dismissed in the second half by Arne Slot's Reds. Scintillating performance, statement victory actually for Liverpool, if truth be told. Yeah, unbelievable. Perfect night's work in the end, and we go marching on in Europe. That perfect record continues. The Reds, like, oh my God, like, let's cut to the chase. Like, this is where you have your say. Bombard the chat, keep talking to me in there. What do we think? Man the match out, all that good stuff. We'll do the player ranking show in a little bit of time later on as well. But like, that first half was bad, and it wasn't bad in that Liverpool were poor. I think that was an element, but the whole first half, we could just skip over, bypass the entirety of it and never speak of it again, because it was just two teams cancel each other out. There was glimpses of moments for both, little bits of quality here and there, but nowhere near enough. And then the second half was a different level entirely. If you told, like, we were miles better. The intensity, the speed, the tempo, everything that we did went up 2 or 3 notches, 2 or 3 gears. Anfield included as well, by the way. It was boss. Luis Diaz. My word. Like, oh, look, I won't go into too much detail. I'll let you do that. I'll let you direct me for the next 20 minutes. And Hawks does exactly that. Thank you so much, Hawks, for the super chat. We're more choosy with our attacking movements, but we don't let the opposition choose when they cut through us. With the talent we have, it all makes so much sense. No insult to Xabi, but I think we went with the right man. And it's hard to disagree, not just based on the evidence we've just seen, based on what we've seen so far this season. And that's not to say that Xabi Alonso isn't already an incredible football manager, coach, like he clearly is. What he's done with that Bayer Leverkusen team in the 24-month period, whatever it is, since taking over there is nothing short of remarkable. But for what Liverpool were, for what Jurgen Klopp left us as, and for what we needed moving forwards, it can't be argued that Arne Slot was the right man. And we can all sit here with the benefit of hindsight, and it's always 2020, of course. But clearly, the data and the structure and the ethos team behind Liverpool. Xabi Alonso was a romantic pick. And listen, I'll name me calls to the mast. Like, I wanted Xabi Alonso for so many reasons. The job he was doing and the fact that it was Xabi Alonso. But the numbers and sort of the proper pick, if you like, was obviously Arne Slot. And clearly, look at it. Just look at it. Like, just a fantastic job he's doing. And yeah, unbelievable night. To do that to Bayer Leverkusen, who I think for the first 45 minutes, we were all probably sat there at half-time saying, yeah, Liverpool aren't very good at the minute. We're not playing well. But this Bayer Leverkusen team are no pushovers. They're a proper side. Like, they were clearly a well-drilled, well-oiled machine. It was never going to be easy. And yet still, the next 45 minutes proved we actually made it look quite easy. So yeah, just boss, made up. I'll dive back into that. And do you know what? Results elsewhere tonight. It's hard. You're hard pressed to say they've gone our way. But on any night, any given night, when Liverpool win 4-0, City get dismantled and Real Madrid get beat, I assume they got beaten in the end, by the way. 3-2 it was on the last scene. I'm here for that sort of shit. That's my kind of set of results, to be honest with you. Regardless of the implications to Liverpool, I just love that. Another super chat here from Damage Hurdle says, just imagine when we play first as well, second. Yeah, and there was a lot of me at half-time thinking, like, second half FC, here we go again. But almost like, well, we can't just keep doing that. But clearly we can. And this was that and then some. Like, this was Leverkusen lost their way a little bit, looked a little bit shell-shocked by what had happened to us. They all got a little bit dizzy, and we capitalised on that brilliantly. But we just steamrolled them second half. And like I say, I tweeted out actually from our account, Anfield is at it, because you could just hear the noise start to sort of resonate ever so slightly more, and it started coming through a bit more. And it's almost like the crowd sensed the players needed us, needed the fan base, and rose to that occasion, suffocated by Leverkusen, and the rest is quite literally history now. Unbelievable. Canate has got to be the most booed player. A boss. Do you mean boss? Anyway, he was boss again. I thought Konate was superb. I think sort of the unsung heroes from tonight will be, I thought Kelleher actually was really good when called upon. Kostas Tsimikas, yet again, unbelievable display. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I thought Gravenberch was very good in midfield as well. I thought Konate was exceptional, as he so often is right now. He truly, truly was. Cody Gakpo gets his goal, made up for him as well. But Curtis Jones's pass for that Luis Diaz goal. Oh my God. First ever no-look hat-trick, says Bobby Hoskins as well. He was at it, wasn't he, Luis Diaz? And by the time the third one fell at his feet with the goal literally at his mercy, he just knew. He knew what was happening there. And do you know what? I was uncertain about him in the 9. And I was even more uncertain at half-time, to be honest with you. I was just like, we're not making it stick up there. He's not holding the ball up well enough. It doesn't seem to be working, etc., etc., etc. Fucking shut me up, didn't he? Because he's finished the game with a hat-trick and, man of the match, in my opinion. So, Luis Diaz. I was like, and a lot of people were discussing Luis Diaz's future over the summer. And with good grounds, I would say, because as much as he's been brilliant for us in so many ways, he has often lacked that killer instinct, that end bit of quality that we needed, that we missed when Sadio Mane left the club, of course. And he's proven every single one of us wildly inaccurate so far this season, not just from left wing, but now also from a number 9 role. Unbelievable. I was with you on this, to be honest. His name is Lucho. He came from Porto. And LFC says Diaz should be on number 9. I guess it's easy. It's hard to argue against that, again, based on what we've just watched, but I don't know. Yeah, why not? I'm not going to argue. Whatever. Let's just do it. Let's just put him at number 9. Who cares? Crack on from there. It's all good. When do you guys think Liverpool play? I don't know what that means. Lucho reminded me of Bobby tonight. That's a stretch. Different, just so different. A little bit. I don't know. He played it in such a different way, though. That's the thing. He didn't need to be anything like him. He wasn't exactly drawing the wingers into play and stuff like that. He was just, the first finish is right out the top drawer. That goal, actually, in a game devoid of quality for large parts, the Jones ball into Diaz and then Diaz's finish is something, you dream 4-0. Yeah, I remember you saying that before. That's unbelievable. The calmness with which he just dinked the keeper. That is sort of everything people doubted about Luis Diaz in a nutshell, but on its flip, because people wondered whether he had that composure and whether he had that ability to slow things down when the moment got big, and he did it then and there. The next 2 finishes are good, but that first one, that's like classic, centre forward, Hernan Crespo, R9 type finishing. That's elite level. It really is. At the elite level as well, with all due respect to anybody we've played before in any competition ever, this isn't some random Carabao Cup game where Diaz and Gakpo come to the fore for us. This is Champions League night, Bayer Leverkusen, Bundesliga champions coming to town. This is it. There's 1 or 2 games this season, one in a couple of weeks' time, that sort of come close and potentially override the sort of heights we're talking about here. And we've turned up in a big way and we've won 4-0, ladies and gentlemen. And this is also, I think they've, also, what a jumper to wear, I've just realised. I think the second defeat in 60 odd games, something crazy, and the other one was the Europa League final. I think I'm right in saying, they don't get beat, and they do not get beat 4-0. It doesn't happen to them under Xabi Alonso. So, stunning. Gravenberch was better, I thought. I was a bit, not disappointed, but a bit underwhelmed by Gravenberch at the weekend, only because he set his standards so high this season. I don't think he was quite at it. But then again, I thought tonight he was right back on top of his game. I really do. It's hard to say we're not Greens, Jim, because I think the Champions League table probably suggests that we are. Premier League table definitely helps that argument as well. So, I think we probably are the best team in Europe right now. Red Men merch for this jumper as well. Red Men merch. Slot has sold his soul here. Do you mean just because of the style that we're required to play? It's funny, isn't it? Because I think there's 2 games on the spin now where we've been very cool, composed, controlled in a first half, and it hasn't really got going at any point. Like, maybe because of the opposition, that style and that way and that brand of football hasn't worked. So I do wonder whether Slot's gone in at half-time on both occasions and gone, let's just take it up a notch here, like peel off the band-aid a little bit, and I don't really want to do this sort of thing, but we're at Anfield, we're not playing particularly well, let's go hell for leather and let's see what happens. And it's worked on both occasions. Absolutely unbelievable. Yeah, I hope so. I really, really hope so. Let's dive back into the... Real Madrid, I mean, they did get beat tonight. Can someone confirm that for me? But we owe them a few, don't we? Let's be honest. And I would rather it was like a semi or a final, something like that. But beating them at any point is always a win. And I'll take knocking them down a peg or 2 more happily. Happily. 3-1 it finished it. Okay, wow. Finn Redmond said the fans were fuss. Yeah, I made a point a minute ago. I think that the Anfield crowd definitely played its part with the game still 0-0. It felt like it was just starting to ramp up, and then we scored, and then it went, and then the goals just kept coming. And as I said a minute ago, Bayer Leverkusen's heads were in bins all over the gaff by the time it went to 3-0. Made it 4. Unbelievable stuff. Yeah, and that's the other point. We're definitely not the finished article. I don't think we will be for a little while yet. And we've got players missing. Alisson Becker, Diogo Jota, of course. Harvey Ellis still to come back into the fray as well when he's back fit and available. It's good. It is good, ladies and gentlemen. Quickly deal with this super chat before I move on into the Twitter. To be honest, their centre-backs were surprisingly kind of weak. Louis might struggle in the 9 in the Premier League. Just a thought. Also, Keller, his calm's personified. Yeah, absolutely, completely agree on that last point. I thought Hincapié had a decent first half. Tapsoba was a little bit underwhelmed with, to be fair. I take your point on him. Jonathan Tah, yeah, likewise a little bit of it. I thought Hincapié had a good battle with Mo Salah most of the night, didn't he? Yeah, they did do the best in the midfield of the world song in the end. And I had a feeling if the game went a certain direction, we'd start to sort of sing Xabi Alonso's praises a little bit more, to be honest. And that is how it happened, of course. So, yeah, everyone left happy apart from Xabi Alonso and the entirety of Leverkusen. Kelleher keeping his place, Dan. That's so difficult. Yeah, he's obviously brilliant, isn't he? He's obviously brilliant. We've seen that time and time again now with Kevin Kelleher. However, Alisson Becker, like, I don't know what Kelleher would have to do to keep Alisson Becker out of the side. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know what, short of like re-injuring him when he gets back in training, I can't think of anything that Kelleher could do. He could keep 12 clean sheets on the spin and get man of the match in like 6 of those games, and I'm still not convinced that Alisson Becker doesn't just waltz back into the side the minute he's fit. And that's not a slight on Kevin Kelleher and how brilliant a goalkeeper he is, because he obviously is. It's more how highly I regard Alisson Becker. It's as simple as that. And there's going to come a time when Alisson Becker isn't our number 1 goalkeeper anymore. It may well come next summer. It may well come thereafter. But for as long as we own Alisson Becker, he must always be our number 1 goalkeeper. Primarily because he's probably the best goalkeeper I've ever seen us own, and also because he's definitely the best goalkeeper in the world right now. So I don't think you can ever avert your gaze from him just playing every single game for which he's available. But I'll take your point. I'll take your point entirely because he's boss. Okay, let's quickly have a look at the Twitter. Give me 1 second. Just going to scroll down through some tweets. There's Arne Slot looking beautiful, of course. Ebru liking the Diaz song. That's cool. Xabi Alonso. That's cool. Here we go. Right, I found our tweet. 1 second. A bit more scrolling. There we go. Cool. It says, LFC Seattle, the supporters club over there, says, stop me if you've heard this before. Great second half from the Reds. Hat-trick from Lucho. Kelleher doing a job and Gravenberch imperious in the midfield. The Reds are making easy work of the Champions League so far. You got to love what you're seeing. You absolutely love what I'm seeing. Absolutely, I do. Just meandering through life, whatever gets thrown our way. Apart from Nottingham Forest. Salah going from rapid winger to clinical finisher and playmaker has cemented him as an all-timer. All our attackers playing well and the defence is solid as it's been in years. Early days, of course, but this could be a special season. Yeah, it's definitely on course for being what you said there at the end. Obviously, everything is still possible right now. The sky and all the trophies are absolutely our limit. So yeah, I take your point entirely on that. And the Salah thing, the transformation and the shift in Salah's game, you're absolutely spot on in your assessment. It's down on our Twitter, by the way. It's not me. It's like he was already legendary status confirmed from a Liverpool point of view. Of course he was. Just a sheer number of goals and the trophies that he led it to and the success and the moments and the glory, etc. But when he has sort of deteriorated ever so slightly and losing that half a yard of pace or losing that innate ability just to waltz past defenders for a laugh, he's managed to change into clinical finisher, as mentioned, but also this playmaker in chief that can spot passes. His vision and his execution is absolutely on point time and time again. And it's not a side of Salah's game that I anticipated, if I'm being honest. He was this electric winger who scored goals, and that was kind of him. The assists came a little bit in the early days, but nowhere near to the sort of level and the volume. And often, he actually misses out on assists because, for whatever reason, the finish thereafter doesn't come off. So he's been denied some potentially phenomenal, memorable assists as well on the way. So yeah, just a genius at work. We're so fortunate to have him. We really are. He's just phenomenal. The XG of this game, by the way, just a quick side note, Liverpool 4.46 and Leverkusen 0.87. Shit, son. Like, I can't stress enough how good Leverkusen are. Like, that is my sort of main takeaway from this. Not based on what we've witnessed tonight, but that's what sort of filled me with so much hope about this Liverpool side and what we've just witnessed there. Because if this was against, insert another run-of-the-mill Champions League team here, like a Genk, we kept playing Genk years ago. If this was against Genk, you'd go, yeah, boss, Champions League night, always good to win in Europe. No, nothing's easy, blah, whatever, we move on. This is Bayer Leverkusen. This is invincible Bundesliga champions Bayer Leverkusen, who nearly completed the entire perfect season last year. They got beat in the Europa League final by Atlanta. I think they won the DFB Pokal. They took the piss out of the German football industry last season by just waltzing everything. And we've just waltzed past them 4-0 at Anfield. And it could have been more based off that XG. Like, frightening. And it wasn't well-deserved as well. Silly stuff from the Reds. Silly stuff. Jack Weston in the Twitter says, possibly the best half of football we've had under Slot, and considering the team we beat undefeated last season, it's a bloody sexual result, says Jack Weston. Sexual. Okay. Glyn, slot machines paying out again. Genuinely don't fit any team in the competition at the minute. Buzzing for Lucho getting the match ball. Yeah, I totally agree on that. And if anyone deserved it, it probably is Luis Diaz. Actually, to be fair, he's been brilliant all season long, and obviously might have had a slightly difficult summer if you'd have seen any speculation surrounding his future. Definitely had difficult moments last year, obviously family stuff going on as well. So yeah, delighted for him, absolutely delighted. He proper deserved that and was good value for it as well, to be honest. Last couple now from the Twitter. Brandon Dawson says, keep this front three going and run with it. It looked electric. Yeah, there's got to be a conversation, isn't it? And you know, when you've watched 3 goals from one of the lads and a goal from the other one, an assist from Salah, you'd be hard sort of pressed to suggest that you could make changes for the weekend, but I don't know. I'd be amazed if Slot kept that front three. I just would. I think he's destined to go Darwin Núñez again. I really do. Dan, another Dan, says, amazing Tennessee City spanked 4-1 by Sporting. Any City damage, if City need to go anywhere and get results later on in the Champions League, that can only be beneficial to us. Like, it really can. The schedule is silly soon, like proper silly for all teams. And City are just, that 3 defeats on the spin now. I think it's 3 defeats on the spin. They're just treading water a little bit, and they're moaning about injuries. They've got tricky fixtures coming up. this weekend, and then immediately after international break they play Brighton this weekend as well. And if they need to keep getting results in Europe and keep playing their best players in that competition, something they've never really had to do before in like the past 5-6 years, yeah, bodes well, guys, bodes well. I'll dive back into the YouTube before I wrap up here. Romario Nelson, which is such a good name. Really jealous of that name. Costas was so good defensively. First time I've seen him this consistent. Yeah, I think the consistent point's a good one. I agree, actually. I've always felt with Costas that when given opportunities of runs in the side, whenever Robertson's been absent for whatever reason, I thought he's done fine, but he's never sort of pushed so far towards starting and actually making that shirt his own. This little spell now of Kostas Tsimikas is unbelievable. And again, you look at the weekend and it'd be easier to assume Andy Robertson would come back in because of what Andy Robertson's been as a footballer for us down the years. But almost in spite of Costas playing so regularly and the minutes thing and what would be deemed rotation, I think he has to start at the weekends. I don't think you can make that change. I genuinely don't. And not for any single moment I think I'll be sat here saying that. Is that true? Because I don't like that. I was in a great mood a minute ago. I don't like that at all. I'm going to choose not to deal with that right now. And he did do a little no-look for his third. He knew what he was doing. He knew he was scoring. That's South American flair. They've all got it. Brazilian, Argentinian, Colombian, whatever. If one of us tried that, if I tried that, I wouldn't even kick the ball, I don't reckon. And I'm not the worst footy player in the world, but still. Facts remain. The facts remain. I'm not doing transfer chat, Mole. Listen, I love you all dearly. And you, Wayne Kerr. But I'm not doing transfer chat right now. I'd rather do chat like this. Because we just beat by Leverkusen 4-0. I will start to wrap up though. I've got one more show to do. Please join me for that show, by the way, because this show without you talking is nothing. But I could probably wing it. The next show without you talking to me is an absolute fucking shit show, to be honest with you. It's a disaster. It's never happened, thankfully, so I don't need to. I'm not speaking from experience, but do join me for it, because we're going to rank all the players that play tonight, from boss to sound to your messing. And I have a proud record of not needing your messing so far this season. So let's continue that, shall we? I don't think I did it for the Forest game. I mustn't have done, because surely to God. But yeah, do join me for that in literally 2 minutes, and we will have a little bit of fun over there as well. Jones and Diaz on fire. Yeah, well, that's the other thing we've got to do. We've got to pick a man of the match as well. Which could be a little bit of a debate. For me, I've already sort of suggested my nailed-on man of the match is Luis Diaz. You can't score a hat-trick and not get man of the match, can you? But I think there is a Curtis Jones conversation. Kostas Tsimikas was exceptional. Gravenberch, similar. Ibou Konate once again. I thought Keller was really good. There's some stuff. There's some stuff going on. Right, sound. I think I'm happy. I think I'm good. Let me just double check I haven't missed anything massively imperative. Dive into the Discord and our lovely friends in there. Pedro Bianjo's referencing the no look from a cheeky Lucho. Got to love it, haven't you? We've had an effortless two as well in there. It was just absolutely sensational. I read your comment. If a comment catches my eye. See, Gino says Gravenberch, man. You said a couple of things about Gravenberch tonight. I thought he was brilliant, by the way. But, man, the match, James Lim, we're going to do this in a minute on a different chat. But, yeah, I don't know. Salah was class. Yeah, he was. They were all class. They were all good. No one's going anywhere near you messing. But I just don't know, man. Matthew Vaughan, Salah wants to break. Oh, we're talking about contracts, aren't we now? I can't, guys. The chip. Oof, dear me. Is Diaz done an interview, has he? Oh, I see. I wonder why people talk about the Spanish and English transition thing. Side Banstead in our Discord said, Diaz is still not confident enough to speak English in interviews yet. Okay, clearly they've spoken to him. Clearly, I see. And he can't find a match ball. Fucking love it. Maybe he's not looking closely enough. Anyway, that'll probably do. Let's do a player ranking show together. Come and join me over there. I'll see you in a minute. Bye.